Hi, this is Lydia Machova from languagementoring.com, and in this video I'm going to give you a great tip on how you can read in a foreign language even though you don't think that you can read a book in that language yet, because you're not yet on that level, you don't feel very comfortable. And especially this video is for you if you've ever had the experience of opening a book full of enthusiasm, I'm going to read the book, yay, perfect. And then after 2 or 3 pages, you gave up because you saw that there's so many words which are difficult for you and you don't understand them and it's just too much and you need to wait so that your vocabulary is much better and you can read a normal book, right? Well, I think we've all been there, And this is something that has to do with the state of our mind. As Henry Ford once said, whether you believe you can or can't, you're right. And the same goes for reading books in foreign languages. If you've already, been through several months or weeks of learning that language, and if you have some basic vocabulary, this is not the best method for total beginners, but it works for people who maybe have been going to some courses for years and they really cannot explain them or cannot express themselves very well, but they do have some basic vocabulary. I think that method will work for them. The method is using bilingual books. I'm a great fan of those. We in Slovakia have a lot of them. They can be with Czech or with Slovak, and it's just basically a book which on the one on your side. On this side, it has the text in the foreign language. Let's say I'm learning Spanish, okay, so it's a Spanish text, and the same text is translated here on the other side into Slovak, my language, or whatever language you understand. Now, the problem may be that sometimes there's not enough of those books in your country, or you cannot find a book which you would find interesting, or they don't have the combination of languages that you need, etc. Well, that's fine, because you can actually create your own bilingual books, and it's really simple. All you need is to get the book in the language you want to read, let's say in Spanish, Stieg Larsson, Millennium Trilogy, really good book, highly recommended by the way. And you get a book in the Slovak translation or in the translation into the language that you speak and understand comfortably. This is what I did. And this was my first book in Spanish, which I read, such a thick one, And I was so proud of myself because I could do this. And I could only do this because at the beginning, I was helping myself with the Slovak translation. So what I do is I start reading, and as soon as I didn't get a whole paragraph of the book, not just one sentence, I go for paragraphs always. If I didn't get the paragraph, that's when I look into the Slovak book. And I, of course, keep a bookmark in both of them so that I know where I am. And it helps me figure out this is what they meant. Okay, this keyword is important here. And it's maybe just one word, which really gives you the idea. The others, not so important. Now, at the beginning of this book, I would look at the Slovak book quite a lot, maybe even every paragraph, maybe every second paragraph, I would just look at the book because I had no clue what was going on. But it didn't put me off. I continued reading the book, and I realized that after about 50 pages, I didn't have to look at the Slovak translation all that often, and after about 100 pages, I almost normally read the Spanish book as if it was in Slovak, and that was really incredible for me. That's when I understood that you really just need to get into the story, you need to get into the vocabulary which is relevant to this particular book, and just trust that your mind will figure it out when you read on, right? Because many people make the mistake of finding a word which they don't understand, underlining it, and then go look it up in a dictionary. Well, that's so boring, isn't it? To read a book like that, it will take you ages. So of course you feel put off, and of course you don't want to do that. Now, I wouldn't either. So what I do is I take the original book, well, not the original, this is actually a translation too. I take my target book, which I want to read in the foreign language, and I take the translation, and I just go page by page or paragraph by paragraph, and I kind of go through the whole book using the Slovak translation, but as I said, only really I need it at the beginning. Later, not so much. But I know I'm okay with it in my mind because I know that if I don't understand, I can easily go back to the Slovak translation and it's there for me. I don't have to, spend a few pages not knowing what's going on. I always have this book to rely on. And I figured out that this method is really amazing to help me read a lot of text in all different foreign languages, and this is what I've always been doing. I either find a book which is bilingual in itself, it's just one piece of book and has one language on one side and another language on the other, or if I can't, I just create the bilingual book. It's so easy. And today, get these books, you can order them online for free delivery. There's so many pages for that. So just go for a book that you like, preferably something you have already read in whatever language you understand, and that will make it easier for you to understand, what's going on and how the story actually, how the plot evolves, So that's my tip for today about reading literature using bilingual books which you create by yourselves. I hope it has helped you. Let's stay in touch at languagementoring.com or on Facebook at Language Mentoring. Bye.